4 to 5 months, it has just amplified even more.
Yep.
And I overheard, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was saying that there's a homeless person from Iowa. They just went from rehab to rehab because every court he went to, they kept pushing him out and pushing him to a different town, to a different facility. Well, then he would leave and he would get in trouble. So he has managed to make it from Iowa all the way down here because he's supposed to be in these programs, and obviously he's a repeat offender because he's leaving them. So now we've got people from out of state dirtying our downtown, and I think it's in May. We have that big, massive car show that's bringing in a lot of people. I mean, hotel rooms are already booked.
Yeah.
And this is what we want them to come and see. I won't even let my kid walk the square anymore. And there's a little girl that lives across the street in a building, and she's 14, I think. Mm-hmm. She's there quite a bit. Yeah. Like all of us that are on Main Street, we watch that building like hawks and have our cameras because we know she's 14, and it's not going to take much for one of them. Some of them are sex offenders. So what's going to happen if something happened to that little girl? Because we just housed them all right here. They were all at Cycles and Cream. They were all behind the CenturyLink building and courtyard. But now they're right out in the open.
Has anybody called Clinton PD? Because I'm sitting there talking on the phone, and they drove right by it. Okay.
They're telling me.
I know you've had issues, Cindy.
From what I'm understanding, from what the police were telling us yesterday, the biggest problem for them is they don't have a code that covers the public property that the alleys are under. So I cannot have them trespass because the alley is city property, and they don't have a code that would let them enforce it.
I don't think it's city. It's more, it's
just public.
It's a public area.
And they don't know how to go about it. Now, they were able to get people at least off the sidewalk yesterday because there is a code for that.
They were sleeping out there.
Because they were sleeping
on the sidewalk.
We have my patients are walking around the alley. They're going to try to put some signs up so potentially they could ticket people. But he's like, if there's no code, we can't even move them along, really. If they want to move, they can do that. He's like, but I can't force them to do anything.
My understanding from Chuck Bailey is there is a no camping ordinance.
So why is it not being enforced, I guess, is the question.
City code. So I'm not for sure on that, but if that is the case, signs need to be placed around the square. And I understand it's not a solution to the problem. We're just pushing them off to other areas.
It's kicking the can a little bit, but we got to start somewhere.
But here's Compass brought them all in. They all need to go stay in Compass.
The more we give them, the worse.
That's how I feel. Because it looks very trashy coming down Second Street.
The more you give them.
Got Compass, and they're all just flocking on
there. No doubt.
And then they're in front of Everydays, they're behind your Everydays, and now they're just expanding.
I see, and I disagree with that because I've actually worked with them on that too. I've gotten appointed to represent several of them on municipal city charges. They're indigents of Gary appointed me to represent a couple of them. Compass is regularly interacting with them, trying to get them re-enrolled in the programs and things like that. Sarah Stewart is kind of the point person on that one too. She has conversations with them on a regular basis to do this one. They are actively choosing not to.
I talked to them yesterday because I was just curious. Like, has anybody ever talked to these people? Like, you just see them around, and they're always out there on the way into the square. And using, I was married to an addict for 10 years, so I'm kind of aware of some of the street stuff that goes on. One was a runner, the kid on the bicycle. Because as soon as I come up, he disappeared for a minute or two, then he'd come back, and he was kind of quiet. He lives in Clinton with his dad. Another guy, I don't know if he was one of like a dealer or somebody like that, but he was like exit stage left when I started talking to the others, which were all mental health patients. And when I started talking to them, they all have their stories, they all, whatever. But the bottom line is they have no interest in truly getting the help. I said, well, what are you guys going to do? You don't have an ID. What are you going to do to get an ID, right? It's trying to step them through logos. And they're like, well, I'm with him. And then I'm like, well, who's him? I said, does he have an ID? And then, like, he's got Tourette's or something real bad. And so every other word was like, he'd talk to you and then something else would come out. And the common theme was some of these people need to be forcibly admitted. Like, they don't have any business being on the street at all.
I will say that Compass Health has been in contact with Department of Mental Health and Senior Services trying to figure out where that threshold is.
Hey, Amanda.
That was one question.
I was going to have you holler west.
People live in Texas. Well, do you need money to go back to Texas? Well, I don't want to go back to Texas. There's nothing there for me. And I said, well, what is there here for you?
Right.
Well, and
So it's
then,
just this endless loop. They're not really interested in trying to get the help
I
they
guess-
need.
but how did they get here?
Yeah.
Because they're not from here, so how did they get here?
I guess I understand that once they're out of Compass's care, Compass can't do a lot of.
There's a story
But
behind it. The
at
thing
what
is,
point do we make Compass stop doing what they're doing because obviously it's not working?
The more we give them, the worse it gets.
Like,
Yes.
The
how,
problem.
how
that's how
do
it
we make
is.
Compass understand that they're putting a burden on the community that we don't have the
Mhm.
resources to meet and they're part of the problem? Even
Like,
if it's
we
not
are-
a code.
All tax-paying businesses, and we're all
We all
losing.
matter. Just because Compass is bigger than us doesn't mean they matter more.
Oh, no doubt.
And that's sort of the runaround we're getting from the city is, well, Compass is doing their thing and we don't want to,
The-
you know.
the thing is,
Other than-
you feel for these people, you want to have empathy for these people, but we are, as Clinton and the others, we're impacted by this paralysis of not being able to address the issue of either getting them to a permanent location, and so they're just stuck in limbo. And limbo happens to be this area where they just sort of persist here and exist. So, but it can exist. It's hurting the downtown. It makes people not want to go out. They don't feel safe. You know, I don't want my son. He's 12. You know, he wanted to go to Serrano's from the old city hall, which we've been working on the inside. He wanted to go, you know, get a drink or whatever. And I'm like, no, let me walk with you because I really don't know. Because they make loops, right? They walk and they just walk and walk and walk.
The morning joggers, them ladies, they're not even
They're not
around
down
the square
here
anymore.
Mm.
It's letting so many people off because they don't feel safe and secure. And that is one of our things in this community is it's been safe and secure until recently.
Well, and the old saying, there's a time and place for everything, but camping and pooping and everything in the alleyway isn't one of them. And we can't seem to deal with that basic functionality.
I mean, right now you pull right into our downtown square and we have Little Hobbit House on, you know, a city bench.
It's the first thing you see when you leave the tourism
Welcome,
office.
well, the historic
Yeah.
district's this way, and the homeless guy's right there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the signs work.
You're gonna have to stop at the source though.
Huh?
You're gonna have to stop at the source, and the source is Compass. Because all that happens, and you guys just proved it, they come in, they are there for a little while, and then they go. They don't have the means, the money, or anything else to go anywhere else.
Right.
So
You're-
somebody else takes their place, Compass brings it down, makes their money, because Compass is in this for the money. Don't ever think that they're not. They
Would
make
a better
their
location
money.
be for the deal to address the issue at then like you're saying, the source and place whether they get admitted willfully or not. I mean,
We've got to
the whole strip
figure,
mall's like
Yeah.
basically empty.
there has got to be a way
Well, and
to
they're
figure
bringing
out
in
how to
bananas.
stop it.
They're
at the
sleeping.
Yeah, they were
source.
hanging out there at Ham Bananas. For a
Yeah.
while.
And
I
so
mean,
they had a village going on up there.
Yeah, and then the Mormon Center opened up, and then it just was like they all flocked down here.
Wes, are you on the board for this,
Compass or
not Compass, but
Project Homeless?
that's
Yeah.
it.
No, not
Okay.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Started on it with them and then just didn't like the direction, so
Okay.
I will say they've been fairly easy to deal with. They were actually the ones that showed up yesterday so I called our neighbor that owns the building and I was like, we got people sleeping outside, like I can't do this. She said she was unaware of it. By noon, somebody from Project Homeless had come down and he said, I'm gonna talk to them. They have until 5:00 today to get out of this space and take their stuff. At 5:00, a trailer's gonna show up and take it. That alleyway is cleaned out. At 5:00,
Yeah.
they
I
kept
seen
their
that this
word.
morning.
Now, I'm not saying that takes any of the burden off anybody downtown. They still sort of shifted all of them down here,
Mhm.
but they were very responsive and they did not allow them to continue to hang out there.
I had an
Luckily,
issue with
they
them.
moved along.
I had an issue with them smoking marijuana right outside the front door of my office, and I got a hold of
Yeah.
Lori and Darren, and they got they were down there quick
Darren
and
showed up
said,
yesterday. We
Wes, is there somebody we can reach out to possibly help with this issue?
what's Celia's last name? Yes, to answer your question.
Yeah, Lori Hickman's the one I go through. I mean, she's on board with it. That's the only one I know. I can't think of
Celia Harmon.
Celia
Harmon.
Yeah.
Celia's the one that came to Rotary and spoke for that group about the jail and them taking over that building at some point. That was before they moved to Disciples of Cream. They were still in the old First Baptist Church building doing the Warming Center then. So
Well,
Celia
see,
would be the
They
direction
got
I'd go
removed from the
first.
Baptist
Right.
because of
Yeah.
child molesters and non-compliance with
Yeah.
registered offenders.
Well, the whole idea behind the jail was that's the only building we had that we could
Right.
actually help with. But it sounds like there's more issues out there than
Well, and that, like I said, you
I
know,
don't think that
national
addresses
parks
this issue.
don't
Definitely
The jail
not.
doesn't
Don't
address
need
it.
it.
I don't.
No, the jail doesn't do it. Just move to the other side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is
They're gonna be right there.
criminals and registered sex offenders. We have a lot that goes on in our downtown and on our square where
Yeah.
a lot of kids are involved. That's just going to deter people from bringing their fancy car for the car show. That's going to hurt cruise night. It's going to deter people from old glory days. That's another
Easter's coming up. Are they doing it
the
on the line?
Easter egg
Oh, that's a
drop.
good point.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
coming up next month. Is it Easter egg? Anyways, it's coming up, and you have a lot of kids, and here you have unknowns that have no ideas, like no IDs. You have no idea their background. And like I said, we have kids that live off the square. All of us business owners have kids. Our kids aren't even allowed to walk outside anymore.
My son's 11, and he found a bag of meth walking on the sidewalk over by the sheriff's department. Do you guys understand how disturbing to teach my 11-year-old not to touch it because of fentanyl? And having to report that and then get my name and information and asking me what I was doing. And I was like, I'm walking with my son, whom then we had to put across because the house list or whatever they would like to kindly explain that they are now and label them are over on that south side. I am 37 and have never had to be fearful of living in Lincoln, Missouri. I'm an Everton. Arthur Everton is my dad. My grandpa founded Everton Chiropractic
Yeah.
in the 60s. And we've never had to be scared or fearful. We walked up to, was it called Brianna's or Brianna's on this, like on the, it was in the courthouse, like the courtyard bar grill, and we got like little snacks and we could walk around. It was amazing for us. And now I'm like, I can't even take my kid for a walk downtown because we are fearful. And they are aggressive. There's one with felony charges for stabbing someone. And the one that showed up yesterday got up on the trailer with Project, what was that again?
Project Homeless.
He was screaming all the cuss words you could in the book, bouncing that voice off the wall. And I'm like, we can't even function.
can't have that
business. We're walking out at night and they're fighting. We've had to call 911 so we can get to our vehicles. It's sad to me. I love this town and I don't want to see it go in this direction.
Nothing against men or anything, but a lot of us on Main Street where this is all going on are petite women. And I usually have my gun in my purse. But if I'm there and it's after dark, it's in my hand.
Well, I'm not petite, but I would say I don't like walking up to my door, you know, when it's dark outside, going to work in the morning, and there's no one around, and they're sleeping in the doorway.
Yeah, we
It's
have
an
to,
uncomfortable.
Yeah, we should have the expectation that we're a high trust society and not a low trust society at a fundamental level.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you go-
feel like I moved away from the city to Clinton to just have that just be here now.
right.
You know, I moved to this small town about 5 or 6 years ago, and you know, because of the small town environment, and I don't. You know, I grew up in Independence, so I'm quite aware of, you know, the type of environments that is there. And this is like Independence moving here.
I say, as somebody who I grew up here, was born and raised in Clinton. I lived in downtown Kansas City where I worked extensively with the houseless population. I lived in Independence on the square where we had like a real issue. And I will just say, like, you have to be sensitive. These are human beings, but you also can't make it any easier for them. Everybody here has a really good heart, and that's part of our problem right now. It is very easy for a houseless individual to take total advantage of the situation we have down here. We have no ordinances to stop them from doing anything. We have people that are very generous with their time and their money and food. And I don't want to say that we have to be mean to these people, but like, we have to cut it back a little bit. Like, and it's like if the city has to get involved and start some ordinances, if we need to make sure, you know, we've got some zero tolerance stuff, you just can't make it easy. I guess at least if it's not
Well,
easy for
yeah.
them to exist here, they can exist somewhere else. They'll move on if they're not getting what they want, quite frankly, which I know is harsh, but it's true. And so that's where, like, maybe this jail situation is not the best fit for what we've got going on because, like they said, it will attract that population here as well. But it's just like we've made it very easy to exist here in the space that they're in.
They're gonna go up in our community standards and our community events are gonna go down. You know,
Word
say
gets around.
It does, and it's taken a long time for Henry County to recover from our officers in that and to get our reputation back. And now here we go. We're just backsliding again. So all of that work of building our community back up and ensuring that we are a safe community, even though we had those 2 incidences, now we're going back to we are totally unsafe, and it's all the time now. You know, you can't come downtown and have fun with your kid. You can't play on the courtyard with your kid. You can't come to the Easter drop without worrying, you know, making sure your kids are in your flock and not running around without having a homeless person come up to them.
So can I ask a question to all of you? Because the homeless shelter or whatever, the sheriff deal down there, we basically gave it to them, but nothing has happened so far. So you have this issue.
I'm selling my city hall building if that goes in,
Well,
because that's,
Let me finish first, because I've got a question for all of you. So, since nothing's proceeded with that, nothing's gone on. We have this issue going on. So I'm taking it that it's your guys' thought that if we give it to them and they actually bring people in, because from what we were told, there's going to be requirements that they're going to have to meet to actually get into that.
Mhm.
But you guys are under the impression that no matter what, this will solve the problem.
No, that will not. That
Yeah.
will
So
intensify
let
the
me
problem.
ask, okay, it won't solve, but will it help?
No,
The
getting
problem.
into it's not the issue. Qualifying to be taken into that facility, that's great. You get taken in, you do something, you get kicked out. Where are they going to go? They're going to go across the street. They're going to sleep on the Alliance Water sidewalk.
And they have
They're going to go
options
sleep
right
in WS's parking lot.
But they're already here doing that.
That's what I'm
So
telling
you either view it, and trust me, whatever you guys,
or
whatever
they just stay,
you
they
want,
just stay in that parking lot because it's private property and you can do whatever you want. So you just set up the tent city
We
right
won't
there.
stay there very long.
Yeah, they won't stay there very long. And it's still
Is that the WNS parking lot?
that's why I'm saying, here is the bottom line. You either are going to stop it at the forefront, which is, Compass, or it's going to continue no matter what. If you've got ordinances that are already written and they're not being enforced, what makes you think they're going to be enforced?
The jail's going to increase the numbers though, because right now we have a warming center and not a homeless shelter.
And look at how many
But see,
more have
you're looking at it from a home, it's not, we're not bringing people, he's not planning on bringing.
Yeah, but word of mouth spread.
That is the net effect. The net effect of a facility is an increase in
Not
population.
until you yesterday offered
Well,
someone
there's not a, so here they
Yeah.
are, and it's just, they add numbers, going down.
We were sold.
I mean, you gotta come up, here's where I'm coming from, okay? I just want everybody to know so they understand.
I think we're gonna.
Do I like the scenario? 100%. I grew up in the ghetto, guys. I know what you're seeing out there, I've seen it.
I'm quite familiar with it.
Yeah, so, but the only thing you have is that it's going to continue, and anybody says that it's not until you stop it at the source, it's going to continue. It's going to get worse. All that is an option to possibly, not 100%, but to possibly get rid of a few of them. That's it.
I don't even like
because
you get 10
pardon me?
You get rid of a few and you wind up with 10 more because
Well, you're going to wind up with the 10 more anyway.
I'm going to stop you guys for a second. Zach, have you talked to your mom and what's the city of Clinton got?
So,
a plan to do?
No, her and I did have this conversation about that too, is that, right now, the city's position was that they don't believe they have a city ordinance that would allow them to remove them from public areas, too. So they're relying on the private property owners to make some sort of complaint. If they are on private property and the owner makes a complaint, they will go in and remove them. That's what happened at the old CenturyLink building.
Right. Have they talked about possibly making an ordinance or code?
There has been discussion about that as well, but
I know it's on the agenda tonight.
yeah. So the
Vagrancy, is that still a law?
no,
It's not?
are you aware of vagrancy stat or ordinance here? I do know, Gene Henry and I had this conversation about this one. I knew that was one thing that he wanted to explore, is how far they could go with it,
Right.
as well. Last I knew, Adam Summers was looking that up to find out from a municipal standpoint how far they could go.
Okay. Well, how about this? How about we reach out to the city of Clinton, see what we can do there. Wes, if you'd send me that information for the Project Homeless, we'll reach out to them. Let us start knocking on some doors and see what we can find
I
out.
was gonna say, is it our job as business owners to put pressure on Compass, or is that the city and the county?
I don't think it would hurt.
Like, I don't
I
want
think
to harass
everybody-
their employees, so I'm like, I don't know an appropriate way to go about that, because they have to understand, the folks that work at Compass are from this community.
Yeah.
But they're doing us a great disservice, and I know they're just doing their job, but like, at some point, the city's gonna have to say enough. Like, we
Yeah.
don't have the resources for this, and if you don't have them, this program needs to be
They
stopped.
literally trespass the people they're supposed to be
They
helping.
trespass the people
Yeah,
that
they
foster.
literally trespass. I
They want
cannot
us to
I cannot explain that enough. So now it's all of our problems. And I'm sorry, but none of you guys or anyone, and I'm saying this very kindly, are paying for cleanup, are paying for hazards, because it's gonna take a poked needle on somebody, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting mugged, a child getting something, and then it's gonna become a way big problem, because then you're gonna have people who are going to get litigation for that, because we don't feel safe anymore.
And you know,
Kind of to circle back a little bit, that shelter, the homeless shelter, we were told when I talked to Huey, was supposed to be for local Clinton
right.
people.
Well,
That was not supposed to be for anybody. And when I ask everybody here that's homeless, only one of them is from Clinton. Everybody
how do
else
you
is
know if they're local or not? That becomes the issue.
There are more than one that from.
Well, I would almost
like,
argue,
They're not sleeping.
most of us
Yeah.
could stomach the
Well,
idea of
some
a
of them
homeless shelter,
Some of them are doing it by choice.
but we can't have
Yes,
Compass
they don't want it.
front loading us on a homeless shelter that's meant to be for the occasional
Yeah.
issue that we
Agreed.
have that is just a natural part of
There-
society.
There's a break time employee that literally said they're getting bussed in, and I'm true story, bussed in,
There you go.
and they go, we're allowed to give them water and a cracker, and then they have to be sent on their way because they can't stay out there. So again, I do agree with this, where are they coming from and how they're getting bussed here, because somebody's paying for it, and who is it, and how's that working? But it doesn't solve it, if it isn't Compass directly here, because I don't think they're paying for other people to come in yet, unless that's what is being said.
No, Compass Health is just, they're providing services when people choose
To
to
show.
stop, they just walk away.
Right.
And then they don't have transportation, they don't have anything
Right.
on there too. And I would agree, I do think the private business owners need to put pressure on Compass Health. I would be very leery of the county or the city putting too much pressure on them, because Compass Health is a very large employer here. I mean, the worst case scenario is Compass Health says, hey, you guys don't want us, we'll shut up shop on there.
Yeah, but
we
with
shouldn't
all
be
of
scared of
Compass's
a
jobs
business.
worth more than all of our jobs combined.
Well,
Our livelihood
No,
in this
but-
community.
but-
He's ready to sell his homes or his building. So now we're gonna
well, I know, but like I said,
devalue
because,
our properties.
Who wants to come into a shop that,
They have
you got a
lots
bunch of tents across?
You know, Friday and Saturday night,
Why
it's
do
like a
I
big
wanna
old freaking
continue?
street party up in front of the car wash, and they're getting vandalized constantly.
Well, I will say, when they
You
removed
know?
that stuff yesterday, your vehicles, stuff was in there.
Yeah,
They had your
You had all your stuff
seats,
in there.
seats were pulled from your vehicles and sat in the alleyway.
Well, they're all getting moved today, so that was
Yeah, I'm just telling you in general, like, it's vandalization is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's getting, like,
They
and all
vandalized
the
anything and
hundreds of
everything.
dollars that people donated to them and all those bags was trashed yesterday. We took an entire trailer full of all this money that people gave to them. And it just shows the disrespect. They don't care. They want money. They want money in the next fix.
he did offer them placement options yesterday when he came to pick them up, and everyone declined.
They all declined.
So
He said, I can get you placed right now.
that makes the argument that maybe the shelter.
Well, hell, they got it too easy here.
That's the problem.
I got some friends that work over there at Compass. I'll reach out to them. And we'll see if we can get this ball rolling.
Or
This
at
is
least if
this
they
is
would
getting
like
out of
to,
hand.
because they're going to have to help us create a process, because you can't just bring folks here and us. We don't. It's cruel. We don't have any resources.
Right.
This is not Kansas City, Missouri. We don't.
They're
have
not showing up to ask us how we're doing. I don't see any employees coming in and being like, hey, we reach out. Obviously, like, this is a big deal. How are you guys doing? Is there things that we need to improve on? He could not believe when he showed up yesterday to the trash alley that was there.
They were
They
mad
were-
yesterday.
The employees, or however he employed them, were furious that they were having to come out in gloves and trash bags.
Now, who was that again?
That was Project
That was
Homeless. So I
Homeless.
believe
Okay.
the
The
one
one
that
that's-
we brought them.
Yes.
Some of his, I don't know if are they Forged by Christ or
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those.
They
I don't know, I
were
get-
They were irritated,
irritated
and they have
yesterday
to clean it up.
that's what it was staff, and that's our business.
Yeah.
And those are
That's
folks that have
impeding on
chosen
our
to do it the
business.
right way.
When I have a patient that's 75 years old and walks in and goes, "Hey, is it safe out there?" And I'm really
You
uncomfortable.
can't honestly answer
No,
It
yes.
is happening every day. They're getting kidnapped for money, and I'm like, I can't. And I just tell them like, hey, like there's town city meetings we're going to now. Like we're showing face because I can't do this anymore. And I have had feces too, just so you guys know. Like I've had to clean it up, and I'm like, I can't. I'm not doing this.
Even vendors are getting harassed. When they're bringing in deliveries. MVP Glass, they have a truck that comes in almost every night and drops off in the middle of the night. They're constantly harassed when they're dropping off glass.
For cigarette money and alcohol money, just so you guys know, it's not like, hey, can I have?
You can
food?
offer them food,
They get
but they don't want that.
They want cigarette money and alcohol money. Is literally what they're saying to them.
And like they said, they were offered resources yesterday and they declined them.
All of
So
them.
if you decline it, then you need to get on down the road.
There's also been a discussion, there's been a development in Kansas City, Missouri, where they have now created an ordinance that you cannot sell single alcohol cans in high-risk areas, which might be something to consider for the city. That some of these gas stations down here would not be able to sell singles anymore, which sort of also pushes that population away. You also have less issues with like the drunken fighting.
But in the same breath, you're impeding on that business owner's profitability as well.
So where was the knife fight at?
Have you guys been in?
And
so
so
There's been the one guy has been charged with the knife fight. Then the other night they were fist fighting, and then he pulled a knife out, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta call 911." Like I don't want to call the cops.
We were just trying to get to our cars.
And then he
from
put the
working
knife
all day.
away, and then he got it back
Get to our
out,
vehicles.
and the cops, you could hear the sirens from City
Yeah.
Hall, and he put the knife away, and took off running. And I don't know that they ever caught him. They chased him all over town, wasting our tax dollars trying to find this guy that they've arrested how many times.
And he's the one that's a known felon.
They literally said, which one is it? And I can't remember. The people in the alley knew which guy it was.
Cindy, was that the one that was camping out behind your building?
the one, the blue tent,
Which one?
No, there hasn't been.
the blue tent's gone. I did notice,
Last
but
month,
there's a bunch of junk back behind Mike's building. They have tents in the alleyway and stuff back there. They were all gone when I drove by before I came up here. So I wanted to make sure when I came in here I had accurate, the alleyway is between Century and Courtyard is clean, but there is still stuff back on Center Street in that area. And like I said, the cars are all getting moved today, so that'll eliminate that, but it won't eliminate them.
Right.
There's
And
still
like I
gonna
said-
back there because there's enough blockage in those buildings and in those.
Well, it's
different
completely
drains.
pitch black just so when the officers showed up to try to find these guys that were literally fighting in front of our clinic, they couldn't see down that alleyway, and that's a super big
Well,
danger for
sometimes
them
they'll-
anyways.
Sometimes they'll call me and I can turn the camera light on for them to be able to see back there. It's bad enough we have the bar over there and those issues. Well, now we got
Which
homeless
they
people.
had a fight just recently. It was like a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
They had officers over there, and it was the homeless fighting.
Say, but there's been a bar there for as long as I can
Yeah.
remember, and it was rougher back in the day than what it
It's
is.
got
It's got a lot
I
better.
don't think it's not as bad. It's getting
It's
better.
called duck and run for a reason. So, all right.
Jake, when you talk to somebody at Project Homeless, you may talk to them about proactive oversight because, like she said, their employees got there and were shocked at how bad it was. That didn't happen overnight.
Okay.
And that was a month-long process of this stuff accumulating.
Yeah,
So
they
if
need
they're
to know.
there every other day, it never gets that bad.
Right.
And same with Compass. Like, if that is what they are doing, they need to take a headway on this because we are not their babysitters. It is not my responsibility to come in and clean up your trash every day
Something
and to
about
make sure
coming in
everything's
behind
cleaned
you.
out. So,
I agree with y'all completely. I think y'all ought to go knock on Compass's door too, personally. But I'll reach out to him and, like I said, we'll see what we can get going.
We'll
here.
see what we can find out.
And I am gonna go to city council tonight and address the issue with the city.
We got
So that's at 6:00 tonight.
They're the ones that make the code, so if
Right.
they're saying there's no code,
Well,
they need to make
And
one.
again, everybody, business owners need to show up. Everybody that's affected by this needs to show up because they don't know unless we tell them.
Oh, yeah. They bring it up, but
I actually thought about that. I was going to ask Dylan if he was okay with it. Say,
they got the resource.
round it up like cattle. Just have a cattle drive.
So, appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys bringing it to our attention. I mean, we knew about it, but
It's just escalating.
not to this degree.
We're covering all the bases, so it's everybody. We're doing this to everybody.
I think it's great.
See you guys.
I had the best opinion, just go ahead and just bust that Corps of Engineer property and, well, they got resources, they got firewood, they got fishing spots, they do it all right there.
I was just gonna reiterate the same things they said. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, Table Rock's a great place.
Yeah, we'll send them down south.
Just send them somewhere, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Say, hey, here you are. But they got tents, they got everything to camp with. Just tell them to camp.
We had the 14-day policy, but actually 2 years ago we had a policy in house because of the issues that we were actually seeing with the homeless. So we actually added you had to have a mode of transportation
Oh, really?
here a few years ago because we were getting the homeless so bad at Spurfoot, Bucksaw, and we added that. And we've not had any issues with our campground since then, since requiring transportation.
It's definitely no place.
Say, I talked to Aaron about it, and he said, they mess up, they put them in lockup, and then they're right back. There's just nothing. It's a revolving door, revolving issues, But for our little town, I really hate it. Our town,
Well, the more you get,
county,
the worse
It's a
it gets.
strain.
I agree with that. I tell you what,
especially the business
They're
owners.
gonna keep coming
Yeah.
until
Well,
Compass is responsible
Right.
for it, and
Then
then
make-
all of a sudden it's gonna slow down.
Say Compass just needs to come up with a policy, in my personal opinion, not the
Yep.
course. But anyway, I'm here
Okay.
today. Got the MOU put together, finalized. Jake's reviewed it. Believe you all at least somewhat
I
familiar
think I
with it.
showed it to him or sent it to him, one or the other.
Other deal. So we met with the road commissions several months ago. They were all satisfied. The ones that were not interested, we went ahead and removed those road turns. If they're ever interested in the future about being added, we again can make that adjustment in-house, no issue at all. This agreement can easily be decommissioned by either party. It's basically just a communication tool for both the commissioners and us to do good work on behalf of the public and providing public access, as well as to our possible ag leaseholders as well. So I think we got everything ready to sign. I got 2 documents here. They're both identical. Once we get those signed, I'll give you all a copy, and we'll take the other copy, and we'll move forward from there.
Sounds good. Dylan, thanks for waiting around.
yeah.
Hey, not a problem.
We kind
Sorry.
of surprised this
That
morning.
works out. So there's that one.
Okay.
There's that one. And
Which one do you?
I'll have you sign both. They're identical agreements.
Okay.
So I got you as the secondary, and I got Jim as the primary.
Okay.
So one more page over, right there.
Okay.
And then I'll have Brian sign as well. He is our new operations project manager. He's replaced the now retired Rich Childs that you all, I'm sure, are familiar with. Yep.
Southside, just okay for you.
Yep, that'll work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, these won't become our property until you guys get them brought up to shape, right?
That is the case. So we got some work to do on our end, and once that work is completed, we'll be in contact with you, likely you, Jake.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yep.
Say it.
Brian, you want to come up as well?
When he makes contact with you,
I'll let you
me
know.
so I can verify.
And if you want to do it by email,
Yeah.
right, I can just
Just forward it.
forward it right over to Dennis.
Once we get it going.
Chief Friday. Nice to meet you. Ryan, I'd like to give you my card. If you need to reach out.
Yep, just that one there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've been down here about 30 days now, so I'm just still
Are
trying
you
to learn
enjoying
things. I'm loving it, yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
came from Pump and Stock, and I was a project manager there, so yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, good. Good. Seems like it's always interesting.
Brian, right.
All right, Jim.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Yeah.
Right there.
I thought I had another one to sign.
If you don't mind, I'd like to do a photo, if that's okay with you all.
He wants proof of this.
Yeah, I got proof. Everyone signed on.
Tyler Baker, no sign.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. The sign up there will be good.
I don't know if you guys know we are back online.
Yes.
That's mine.
Shotgun stop big shop.
Yeah. I got a message from my wife saying, "Yep,
You're good.
yeah."
Right,
Right.
Brian, come back there.
So you want to come back here? You want to go over there in front of the map where there's a little more room? Might as well join us.
You need me Dennis in it too.
I don't need to be in the
I'm saying with me, I'm sitting there for a reason.
Where we're going? Over here?
Yeah. Take the map.
Oh, no. I'm no photo guy.
Come on in. You're going to be part of this too.
Oh, no.
All right.
Well, you really just don't want to be part of it.
All right.
No.
Yeah. Everybody smile.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry it took so long. Hey, no, it's all right. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well,
It does.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
we need copies of it.
That's you.
Okay. We need a copy of this one or just?
Nope, you get that. That's
Okay.
yours.
Okay, let's go.
Think you got everything, Russ?
I think so.
Yep.
Shall we get your titles on there too?
Yeah.
So I can
do that.
Yeah, I messaged him earlier this morning. I didn't know we had a chance to talk to you. We
Well,
kind
yeah.
of chatted about this.
Okay.
Put Brian on there.
Title it.
Given road, keeping it open. But I'm sure you guys got some questions you want to ask. I've got one. Did you ever remember the name for this person, for this contact person?
For DNR?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know who to contact for the
They're both
DNR and portion of this?
1101.
No, that's Ed and Cole's.
Okay.
We met with him that day, remember? Well,
And he was supposed to make contact with you guys, and then you guys were gonna let me know what they ever decided, and I never did hear anything.
Oh, there was a gentleman that came in last week and asked. Terry Mitchell. And just trying to get some information for him.
these guys ain't with DNR.
They are, and I was going to hit them up, but they're more with the
Okay.
parks, aren't you?
Army Corps of Engineers.
That's all.
Army Corps.
All right. Got it.
Good deal. Thank you again.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
Good day.
Yeah, reach out to me whenever.
Yep. We got some work to do, sounds like, so we'll be working on that. So, thank you.
We're waiting on Cole. I'm going to go use the restroom.
Well, no later than you.
Hey, now. Hey. That's not very nice. Here's a cup of coffee.
No, I'm good. I have one in the truck. I've already had my cup for today. It's about iced tea time now.
Oh.
I fill my thermos up in the morning and while I'm feeding cows, and once that one's done, I'm done.
This one's got stamped on. Okay.
Yeah. Take off the flyers, take some notes down there. It's that refrigerator guy. That inlet on the fridge. Let me get him paid.
Haven't seen you today. Did you get coffee, Jim?
Oh crap, I didn't get yours. Well, I guess I was lazy on the job, I sat down.
I think I got some rest.
Alright, let's start.
I said, I don't know if there's any creamer over there.
Huh? You want cream? No. Some over there.
No, I'm done.
You don't want a cup of coffee? I got it.
Oh,
Keep that over there.
use a Kelly. She's better. She was. She's adopted.
All right.
Okay. Huh? Dennis will go on in on it anyway.
What? I'm here because they're here.
Okay.
I have one question. Is there a reason that the old jail cannot be transferred to Main Street and Main Street utilize that building? Or is there a specific reason it was given to the homeless?
The only ones that asked for it, I guess.
Nobody ever wanted.
Nobody
I don't think anybody knew it was up for grabs.
That's a good point.
Good point.
Well, yeah, I know that. But it was something that was just brought up downstairs when we were discussing it.
Okay,
So,
let's discuss it a little more.
all right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Amanda. Do you want to go through these first, or
We'll go ahead and get them.
okay?
Just, yeah. Got our checks. No,
Road in question. The road in question. You know which one we're talking about, right, guys? Maybe.
Is this 701?
601 and 9.
601.
So you guys' question is the 900. I went down and looked at it and talked to Ed,
89.
and I told Jim this morning that what Ed told me about you talked to Tally, and these two,
I think
Jim and Jim Tally agreed, or told you guys it needed to be opened up, and you had trees open that big around, you had to remove them all. So they got a pretty good chunk of change already wrapped up into this road.
I think that was all done. I thought we had everything kind of spelled out. Well, it's been many years ago.
2015.
16.
16.
It was 16.
2016.
I remember Jim handling that.
Individual called you guys asking because they said the road wasn't passable. You guys contacted us and told us that we needed to get the road into shape.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2017, we actually cart funded that road. You guys approved it to even cart fund after
Okay.
you told us that it was our road. So that's what I'm trying to figure out is it's not on the map now, and that's what even brought the question. Just happened to see that it wasn't on there, and you guys were doing a road inventory. Wanted to be sure that everything was right.
Because if I remember right, it goes some other properties owners down that way. That road does.
Yeah.
Further down.
Gary Scott,
Alexander or something.
yeah, and then
Bailey.
Bailey, thank you.
Anyway, you have 2 or 3
And then there's a hunting lodge.
landlocked. I'll put it
I
that
don't
way.
know.
You told me there was a hunting lodge on the.
Well, there's the hunting people. There's one that go back in there.
Okay.
So
What is it that we go off of to determine the final determination? I mean, the road inventory map lists it as a road. No, it does not.
So you've got a copy to where of 1 year that it was.
I've got it in 21 and it's still on there.
Okay.
601 comes from the county line all the way down to 900. Here's the road inventory map that I've got. It's from 2021. I've never had a road inventory map. I just got a list of all all I have is this here. Yeah, that's whatever. It's on there.
Say what did you send me? The 5.3,
5.4.
5.4?
Oops, I'll go for it. Find one to go here.
That's too small for me to read.
I have on one of these here. I'll just say,
Yeah, 5.48.
So, Southwest 900,
Dead
5.48
end, go
miles.
west.
From dead end, go west to Southwest 1101. If you go from 1101. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.48.
I don't know, I haven't mapped it out. I mean, I haven't taken my Distamat and mapped it out.
So
But all I know, according to the book, we have, and it depends what book you look at, it all the way back to, me and you looked at them downstairs, Cole, from 15 all the way back to now. It depends what book you look at. It is, most of them does not show us owning any right of way in that 4.4 of a mile.
Oh, I would
2 plat books show it as a road.
say, I thought I got it.
Google Map has showed it as a road, but our plat book does not.
Well, I got it here on that a picture sent to me from a plat book, and it's got that section on there. So
96 and 2000.
Well, if it's on, look at the new integrity, and
I seen that.
Yeah, but
I
forget
seen
about
that
the
one.
maps. Look at what the road inventory says it is. That's what you used to look at, because it tells on there it goes so many miles past.
I'll have to log it with Distamat.
So when you do the Dista map, when you're determining the roads, what do you go off of? The road inventory?
There's sheet
Yeah.
right there. I'll go to
So
the
the
1101 or whatever and drive back 4.some miles,
5.48.
whatever, and that's where the road is at.
Okay.
And then I can log it in, because if you look at that there, Cole, a lot of them don't have anything written down on where they start at, where they stop at.
Yeah, I know. Fortunately, this one does.
And I got to go back and pull all the blanks.
But fortunately, this one does, but it don't. Yeah,
I haven't been able to get
I have
it.
changed, so I may still.
it doesn't have it on the other end. The inventory map doesn't even list it on the other side.
I
That's a
can't
whole
get it
other
on.
subject. So if you want to go off this inventory map, you won't even drive the other side that shows it on that map.
So, but I'm gonna work off that and this. So, we still have issues with the bottom end of 601 and the bottom or the end of 501 over there at 501, where those 2 roads are still on the plat book and stuff. They need to be closed or whatever.
So you guys didn't have a problem with that?
No.
They said that they'd be happy to do
And they
the
need
steps
to-
for that.
That's fine, go through the process and close them. And when I do the road inventory off that sheet there in this book, if it takes me down to those lakes or whatever that's down there at the end of that by Gary Scott's place, then that's where the road goes to.
So okay. Well, then that'll get you to the end of that road. So that's pretty much takes care of that. I mean,
But we're gonna have
5.48
to,
miles is gonna
we're
be-
gonna have to somehow get Doug or whoever does the mapping downstairs to get it put on the books as a road.
Okay,
back on the book.
back on the book.
Back on the book.
Yeah.
Because it was at one time. In
I'll visit
2000.
with Doug after, when we're done here, or you can stop by and talk to him and see what kind of the deal is. But we'll see what's
I mean,
going
whether
on.
we need to get something in writing from the landowners that we have an easement down through there for this road, or what, we just need to cover our bases.
Say I don't know that process, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're just going off what we were told
Right.
in 2016 that the commissioners called us and said, hey, that's your guys' road. You need to get that back up into shape. And we ended up CART funding it in 2017. So that's how we, at the time, thought it worked. I mean, we were told it was our road. So
Yeah.
we maintained it.
So the greatest thing is there's not a lot of traffic down there, so it doesn't
No.
take a lot of maintenance and maintaining to keep it up. But
No.
for your records, you're just wanting to get everything.
Yeah, just not, well,
Square
last
away.
time we did this, they told us it was our road. Now we're here and it's not our road. And I mean, I just want
That way they get the money for it also.
Right, yeah.
well, that's,
You're not
yeah.
getting money off it.
No, that's a
Actually,
problem.
I think we are, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, it's written down on your road inventory. That's, because see, I come from the state there. Once we get everything down, they send that out.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank
because
you.
in that's another deal. But
Mhm.
it was added to our miles in 2017.
Okay.
Because in 2016 we had 52 miles, and in 2017, after this, it's 52 and a half.
Okay.
according to this distribution. I mean, how accurate that is, but, and at the time, there was some discussion from you guys was concerned about giving us, being able to get the tax dollars for that, or the gas tax for that.
Yes,
And that's when I suggested, well, if you can do it, take it off the south one and add it to the.
That's where the swap.
That's where the swap terminology come from. We wouldn't actually. I said if it's a problem, I didn't know how it worked at the time. We suggested we would rather that be one than the one south if that was.
And that's fine with me. The only thing is
For the gas dollars.
is these two roads that are closed because of the trees.
Right.
We need to go ahead and get them closed. Otherwise, you guys are up. If somebody ever wants to come in and say, "Hey, you're going to have to open that because I own a piece of property way back there," you guys are going to be stuck opening that all back up.
That's what Ed and I talked about yesterday.
If you're referring to these maps and that road not being on them, the other one ain't on them either. The one you're talking about, the east end of 900. The
It
east
is
side.
on this one.
Well, this year's map, where did it come from? It's never been on the map.
It was on that one last year too.
Because 2000 didn't have it, 2014 didn't have it. It's not on the road inventory map.
No, it's not.
So I just don't know where that ever come from.
Don't ask me.
See, that's the confusing part about it. But
that's where we was confused. That's what got the whole thing. We was working on a road, and I was looking at the GIS map. We was working on a different area, and I happened to catch a glimpse of that road there. And that's why I called even the question. I was like, well, I don't think that's. It seems like to me they got accidentally flip flopped on the map. Here we are today.
Sounds like we just need to get everything updated and squared away.
Like I said, the east end, I've never seen it on any of the maps or the road inventory map or list, I guess you'd call it. So if it's open, I mean, we'll go through the steps to close it. But I just never was aware that it was even open.
What are the steps to close it?
Public hearing.
You got to have just a public hearing and then bring it before the commission and ask them to close it.
I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem going through the steps to do that.
And you can do them both at one time.
Yeah. I know one's 900. What was the other one that was growing up in trees too? That you need
601.
601, the south end of it. After you get past that house, is nothing but big old trees.
Yeah, I seen that. Pretty. It's pretty there.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't have a problem. I mean, closing that also.
9 chances out of 10 you won't have nobody at your public hearing, so it'll just be a formality type deal.
Yeah.
Nobody
This road that's in discussion right now, the one we're talking about, it would landlock some people and it would be a problem. So,
well, that's why I reminded Jim about, and
that's the reason why I'd be with Tally on that deal for sure.
yeah, well, like I said, that's why we're here, I guess, because we were told it was our road in 2016. So, and it's on the map. But like I said, the other end isn't. So I don't know what we're going to. I guess that's why I don't know how you determine what to drive if it's not on the road inventory, but it shows up on that, and it's never showed up on the map prior to that. Those two, 2000's not on there, 2014's not on there. I don't have another book in front of me. How do you determine which ones to drive?
Well, if it shows up on there, I drive it. If it shows up on here and it's not on there, then I got to start digging into it and finding out what's happened to it.
So we need to do that on the east end of that 900 because it's not on here, but it is on that. From 501 west. Because it's not.
And that could be a mistake that we might need to talk to Doug about to see if they logged it on the wrong end.
That's what I've been trying.
Integrity's had
done
a lot of issues there.
I see your point. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't have a problem closing it, but I just don't know where it comes from because it's never existed since we've been on board. So,
and it shows up.
That's a fair question.
It shows up on integrity.
Now it didn't a few years ago. If you did it last integrity, maybe. I don't recall.
It did on the last one, and it did on this one. But I don't know. I didn't go digging back before that.
Can they look at the past integrity maps? Like
Doug can.
I'd say I'd have to ask Doug on that one. I'm not sure.
Doug can.
He can. So they got a record of everything that they've done in the past, right?
Yes. Back to I forgot. They go back so many years, and then it's like
You get the old mapping, the old,
like
okay.
that.
forgot the iCloud or other deal that John had started that, which what started all this, the GIS.
And it don't make no difference to me as long as we're, got the right roads opened and the right roads closed.
So I think you guys are on the same page. You just want to get everything squared away.
I just don't want my people out there mowing a road that we don't own, and then we get in trouble.
Yeah, I get it. I understand completely. Like I said, we were told it was ours in 2016. So,
but I can go talk to Doug when I leave here and say, okay, Doug, is there a possibility that this got moved from this side of the to this side, and what do we need to do to get this side open back up and get this side back closed?
well, I think we've already determined that side's open, didn't we?
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah.
If they're miles, these are mile blocks, so that's putting a half a mile past 601.
I'm not going to say yes or no until I log it with Distomat. But for the most part, yes, you're right, Cole.
So I can confidently leave here knowing that we're pretty much settled on this west side, I guess, from 601 east.
I feel like you
Distomat
can.
comes back.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, we'll address it then. We'll figure out what we got to do.
Now, on this other end, the east end, you said you're going to go back and talk with Doug about more of it. What are the steps going to take place there? I mean, how are we going to determine if that is exact or if that is correct or
Can't
not?
answer that because I don't know yet.
See, I don't know that process either.
Without talking to him, I can't say yes, it's closed. Because if we go back through his records and stuff downstairs, and it's open, then you guys have to go through the steps to close it.
So we wouldn't have been getting money for it all those years because it's not on the road inventory map.
Correct.
Hey, fired up.
So what's the most recent road inventory map that we have? What year?
The one you got set.
The one you got.
So you're in the process of updating that, aren't you, Dennis?
As soon as
Yeah.
we get this settled.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Now, you're just waiting on this for Bear Creek, or you got all the other townships done?
I ain't had no other controversies than anybody else yet. But me and Cole ran into each other downstairs in Scott's office, and then we started discussing this, and that's when it came to light, and that's when Jake's been involved and stuff, because I just want you guys to be getting the money that you guys need to be getting, and if the roads ain't there, then we need to go through the steps to get rid of them.
Yeah, we need to get them on there.
Because I don't, if we're not getting tax dollars on them, and they're still showing up on the integrity mapping, then we need to get them off integrity mapping. That way, people's not coming up with this idea that you guys are going to one day go down through there and open that road up because I want it open.
I can't figure out how these maps are made yet because just like
They go off the deeds and the land transactions, and they input it all in their computer system and stuff down there, and all the easements and stuff that's been given out over the years, and that's how these maps come up with.
because like 96 and 2000 shows that road going east, but doesn't show it going south. On 2014, it shows it going south, but not east. What changes?
Don't ask me.
Someone
But we ran into that when we was looking at the books down there. We had like 3 different years, and it was showing 3 different things.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out today. That's what I'm trying to figure out is what is used. Is it the road inventory map? Is the final say?
Cole, what we used to always use was the road inventory itself, right? The paper, it's written down. That's where we made our guidelines. Because years ago, when you had no plat book, very few of them stayed the same. It always had a road sticking somewhere, but it wasn't. Especially before Peabody days ago. And once it hit, a lot of roads disappeared. But anyway, that's what we've always went by, is whenever it comes down to nitty gritty, forget about your plat book maps because they're gonna be off. They can be off. It doesn't take but a second to fix it.
Okay.
They work for you, Cole?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine with me.
I understand. You just want to understand the process.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I shouldn't even say this. It really makes no difference to me which way it is. I just want it to be the way, the right way.
And that's where we're at too.
If you're supposed to be getting money, you want to make sure you get money.
That's not even that.
And it
We were
doesn't
told
matter.
to fix this road up, and we fixed it up, and now it's gone. And
Yeah.
that's the part
That's
that I'm
not
like, I
a
don't
good
understand.
project, is it?
No, I don't
It's
understand
confusing.
why it went away. That's what we were trying
Well.
to determine is it or not? I feel like it should be based on the landlock issue it could potentially cause. And that's the one we were.
One of the things
Taking care of it.
that's what we used to always go with. You're going to landlock somebody, and the only other difference you can do is if the people selling the property will give them the easement down to it, but they got to leave a road and go into that other property, go through their.
That's up to the property. That's
Yeah.
up to property.
Yeah. That gets into a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And normally that gets into. It's an argument when you're buying and selling.
Did you see it, Mark? That's the area they're talking about. The road goes to here. That's the road. They opened up here.
Okay.
That's the part that they need to close because it's thrown up in trees. But and the other one is right here. Yep. See, I had to physically lay my eyes on it to understand everything. So,
Did you look at both ends of it?
of both ends of which one?
The 900 road? Did
Yeah.
you go around to 5?
I did.
There's no road.
There is no road.
You can see it right there.
There is a road base, road bed, and you can see where the road used to be, but there is
Trees
no.
that big around.
Yeah, there's it's not bigger. But yeah, no, I seen what you was talking about.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
You guys got any?
I've got one from the last meeting you guys had. Dennis made the comment, if we don't buy your whistles from you, you're gonna charge us to put them in. Do you sell us the whistles at cost?
I sell it to you at what I not as what I buy it as, but what I sell it as.
So what do you make on a whistle?
15 to 20%. And that ain't covering my gas to even haul them to you guys most of the time.
Cause I was under understanding from Dale Lawler that they was sold to us for cost.
Ever since I've been here, I've been told to add 15 to 20% on them to help cover my costs. And I'm not.
They've never been sold at
I don't
cost.
think it's ever been at cost.
That's what Dale told us.
Well, that's never has been. I will agree. We don't do that. We don't get rich on it.
Right.
But we do need to recoup because it costs a lot of money. Take everything out, haul it back. Kind of like the equipment. Charge for putting it in.
I mean, when you buy a 40-foot, 12-inch culvert, I'm just using that for an example, I'm making $100 and some bucks off of it. I can't drive down there and put the culvert in for $100 and some bucks. And so when you go buy your culvert from somewhere else, probably, and then want me to put it in for free, I'm losing money out.
Well, the bridge armor won't be there. It'll be, then it'll have.
I mean, I'm not making any money by the time you figure installing. I'm losing money still.
I say basically just covered fuel.
Yeah, I'm just covering fuel.
I didn't know that yesterday yet. I just learned this.
And that, a lot of times you guys want culverts put in. You don't want to wait 3 months for me to get one ordered in. That's why I keep them on stock. So I got money just sitting out there on the ground that's tied up until I sell one.
Seems fair. Work for you guys? Okay.
I don't think I have anything else. When will we know on this other deal? the east end?
Uh,
What do I need to
I'll
know?
go down and argue with Doug today on it, and I should know something by this afternoon when I leave his office.
I'd like to know if he can go back in time. I'd like to know when it got put on, what year on the map, because it hasn't been,
on 501 side.
on the 501 side. I'd be curious because I've never seen it on there. I'm not saying it's not a road. I just don't know where that come from. I don't know how that got put on the map. That's what I'm trying to.
And it could be such a thing that
Clicked on the wrong spot.
it got drug over there instead of putting over there on 601 back in 16 or 17 when you guys said that happened.
Well, it was on there in 2000. Yeah, and then I guess that would have been 2016. So yeah, I don't know on that.
So I mean, I can check with him and see what we can get figured out today.
When was the last time it was on the map?
2000 it showed on the map I had. I didn't have, those are the ones I printed off that I got from downstairs.
Okay.
I have a newer map, but I didn't look in it.
I just wasn't sure if
Go
it
back
was
in the old
fact
fact,
flying
things
over.
changed, and integrity made a lot of changes there. Take the pictures.
I know sometimes with flyovers, they see little
Yeah.
things and they'll tag it, but
Yeah, 2014 does not show it. 96 and 2000 does. And none of them that I've found until recently have I'm going to call the east end of it from 501.
I'll go down and visit with Doug after I leave here today, Cole. And then I'll hook the Distomat up tomorrow and drive that 901 from the west end to the east end and make sure that all computes. And if it does, I have no problem telling them that they need to get this put on the map.
Works for me.
all righty. Well, thank you guys.
So I guess we can put on our agenda for hearing for the other end.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay. When are you going to do Bear Creeks? When are you going to do all of Bear Creeks?
Probably the first next month, I'm going to try to get the whole county done.
Will you guys send those results to each township?
I got to send them to the state, and
They're printing.
they got to
them
get them approved and put back on the road inventory, and then I can send them out to you guys.
So how would we have an opportunity to, again, dispute or question? If we would have caught this, it would have been done and gone.
I can email you guys before I turn it over to the state, I guess.
I just wondered, like, if every township or whoever wanted to, like I said, if there was obviously there's some discrepancies, so I just don't know how there might be something else that I've missed in the county, here in our township.
I can email you a rough copy before it goes to the state.
Yeah, would you?
Do you have you've got a inventory list there, don't you?
I do.
You can kind of just check it over through that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I did. That's why I'm in here.
Well, I mean, do you have any other discrepancies? Good one. That's a good point. I mean, do you have any other discrepancies?
Well, we don't know what he's going to come up with.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
then you just have to compare him whenever he's done. I see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's open up another can. The road inventory. That's why I asked this question earlier. Is it doesn't show it going to south from 900 road. The road inventory, even from the crossroads.
Well, that's the whole purpose of Dennis doing all the inventory is to correct it as we're going through, kind of deal.
I can't answer that one, Cole.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why because the road inventory map doesn't match the map either. So that's what I'm trying to determine. What is the leader in this?
Well, if it's a road from 900 south to that house, it's going to be put on the road inventory.
Okay, that's fair. I mean,
do you break out all of your individually by townships?
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
It might not be a bad idea to send them to all I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Well,
Send them to all, that way maybe we won't have this issue again.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see it will potentially raise questions like this, but you have an opportunity to maybe fix it before it's too late.
Well, even if it's correctable on down the road, you know. So, well, it's something we
but
can
it's gonna be a
fix.
lot easier to correct before you turn to the state.
Yeah,
Before it gets into the book, especially.
that's just a suggestion on my part. I would like to see ours, but I mean, that's I guess up to you guys.
Works for me. Dennis
Just to-
don't have a problem with it.
I
so-
mean, most of ours is very clear, I believe, so we ought to know right off the bat pretty quickly if it's. But
yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. Just have to see when we get them.
So all you got, Brian, anything?
The road 981 first cross the whistle is underneath. It's ground. There needs to be a new one.
A new whistle, or yeah,
981.
981.
On your road.
Yes, the first one, the big one.
Is it right at 1100 road, right at the county line?
Yeah.
We'll get them. We'll call them with it. We'll
Get
go through the right steps. Yeah.
And I think Mark made a comment yesterday, our county meeting is when?
the 26th of March.
Yeah, change it.
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Yeah, I was right to 26, right?
Yes.
Okay.
26 and 6.
I was telling people there for a while it was the 6th, and then
Yeah.
I finished reading the email. So I had to go back and tell them different.
Yeah.
But Kelly's going to send out a postcard.
to all the townships.
She'd be here today, but she's got the flu. Poor thing.
We don't need to hold you guys up anymore.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully get it all.
Yeah, we'll get it all straightened out.
That's all the questions.
Same for you guys. See you guys.
Sign checks or?
No, not yet.
I just didn't see them anymore.
No, still got it.
Thought maybe Ronnie took them back.
Nope.
Are you going to stick around for another minute to give us an update? Or
Is
you
there
ready to
anything else I need to stick around for?
go? Mark's brought up this to our attention.
He
701.
said county, something hit the fence. I don't know.
Is this northeast, southeast?
You were gonna ask me, right?
We hit the fence.
I guess, but
Do they know when we hit the fence?
701 Southeast 251 Road.
Southeast 251.
Yep, 250, or 250, I'm sorry, 250.
I'll go down and take a look at it.
Thanks, Dennis.
Otherwise, I ain't got anything to. We did end up buying that Wellbird last week.
Oh, good. Goodbye, I take it.
69.75. Where everything else was over 8,000.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna start working on the truck issue. So
The what?
truck issue.
Truck issues.
Otherwise, I ain't got nothing for you really. You got anything else, Mark?
No.
Jake, you got anything else?
I've got one question for you. Have we had issues in the past with people going out and plowing snow and pushing the rock off in the ditch? And if we have, do we do any? Is there anything we can do about that?
I haven't noticed it until this year.
Yeah.
This year, there's a couple townships that had people out there with bobcats and they put more rock in the ditch than they left on the road. And
I got it on the back side of the ditch on the road. I got it on the back slope.
Yeah, you have it on the back slope. You have it right plugged right in the middle of the ditch and everything. If we know who's doing it, the township needs to be the first ones to put a stop to it. And if they can't get it stopped, then they need to bring it to the commission and have the commission send them a letter.
Okay, well that's kind of what I told them.
Because they maintain the roads and everything and stuff, and they're more apt to know who these people are that's going out there and doing this damage to the roads and stuff. But this year, when we had that 5-6 inches of snow, more and more people got bobcats now. They get out there and play with them, and
that's exactly the story I got told.
And
so I wasn't sure. They got an idea, but they're not sure. So
before they go accusing somebody, they need to be 100% sure.
Okay.
And the first line of defense is the township. And then if the township can't get it stopped, then they need to bring it to the commission, and the commission needs to send them a letter.
Okay.
That's my recommendation to you guys. Now, if you guys just want to take the bull by the horns and skip the township, but you're skipping the.
Oh no, I'm with you. We'll do the chain of command. I just didn't know if there was something they can do, or
Yeah, they can send them a letter and say hey, we're going to start building you for this if you keep this shit up.
Okay.
Because we can't just keep putting rock on your road because you want to plow it off when it gets a half-inch snow.
Okay, I'll let them know.
But that's just my 2 cents.
Fair enough. Appreciate it.
Amy, you got anything for me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll be back downstairs later if you need me.
I gotta wait and see if Jim needs me to do anything for him. So who's that lady there, Jake?
Where?
Right here, that's it.
Talking to the guy that
The short-haired lady?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was the one that was talking.
Yeah. I don't know if she was with the Evertines.
Oh, no, that was the one in the black. That was Art's daughter.
Okay.
I'm not sure who this is.
I've seen her before, but I can't place her.
I don't know how you're going to stop anything until you stop it. Because it's just going to keep happening.
They just moved from one spot to another.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've already got the issue, so.
Yeah, I agree. But I commend them for doing what they've done.
Oh, yeah.
The issue's been raised before, but my God, you got a nice team. It's progressively getting worse. Like I said, like they said,
Just like I told somebody, and this,
Do you remember that?
this is just my 2 cents.
So he doesn't.
Sometimes at night when you drive down 2nd Street, I'd rather go down the sale.
amen to
So
that.
this one wants to.
But you know, back when we
Is that okay?
used to
Yeah.
cruise a square,
Instead, so I
you never had that issue. Yeah.
Jim, you got anything you need me to be doing for you?
I don't know it.
Okay.
Should you have?
Paul.
As far as I know, there ain't nothing. Where we at on the contract, Jake?
I haven't heard from Ben. I'll get a hold of him this afternoon.
Okay.
Quickly.
Ladies and gents, have a good day.
Lenny.
See you later.
See you, Dennis.
He's
Thanks.
salary now. He can't donate.
Okay.
But this is the one that's going to replace him.
Okay.
They stepped up. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Works for me.
Okay.
I didn't know about the salary deal.
I didn't even catch it until I was processing.
I wouldn't,
Okay.
wouldn't have either.
Stamped it. And then
Yep. Do that.
this is the rest.
You know,
If you want to do checks first, that's fine. However.
That's him down.
Ben should still be there about the time to get out.
Keep him safe. Make sure I get all three of them. That's good.
I'm sure we probably can't do that.
Which taxes?
See,
Yeah.
we're all through.
Well,
See, it's on.
I think.
That's lodging tax.
Huh?
Yeah, I figured it was probably something.
Room tax?
We have to pay lodging tax.
Okay. Looks like.
this one. That's a credit, never mind. They didn't credit us back. Well, they credit the thing, okay. I was gonna say, so this one is credit, because the ring tax is sales tax, here, occupancy tax.
Yeah,
That's what you,
yeah, I think it looks like they refunded that.
yeah, that's what it looked like. After I got it. This one?
No, there's just one of these and.
This one? Yeah, okay. Katie Trail.
That's the 19th.
Huh?
It's on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Use the restroom. Do you need to jump into something real quick, or I got time to use
Not go ahead.
I know you do. Mark, you know the gentleman that lady's talking to? Jim, do you know the gentleman?
I know who he is, but I can't remember his name. I remember his son playing
He's come up here before, but I don't remember who it was.
Isn't he from the hospital?
No, he's from,
I didn't know if
he wasn't from the hospital.
I know him, but I can't remember his
Yeah, that's
name.
what I mean, but he has a place down here on the square somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It's if it's a safe, yeah. I remember his son. I remember his son.
Now that,
Okay, thank you.
You don't here.
Yeah.
that'd be a swallow for you.
I'm scared to tell Abby.
Thank you, Jim, for the refill. Thank you.
Okay. Bruce, anything to offer today? You being awful quiet. I think he's about to go to sleep. Does anybody else have anything?
That's what I was just looking at. I don't. No. You got anything, Jim?
No.
Make a motion? I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion been made, seconded, adjourned. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. And, this is just